Hi everyone, this is May Doldalau with YesFinanciallyFree.com. Thank you for being on today's live video. If you're not already a subscriber on YouTube, go ahead, hit subscribe. And if you're on Facebook fan page, go ahead, like the fan page. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is May. I live in Honolulu, Hawaii with my husband Jamel and my 7-year-old son Jordan. He actually turned 7 on Sunday. Now, I just found out 20 minutes ago that one of my aunties died on the same day. So I'm dedicating today's post to her. Her name was Lucia. She was such a strong woman. She created a business, Japanese restaurant, and she was like a true matriarch of the family, her and her husband and her daughter, Joyce. And she was the one in charge, and she was one of those strong women in my life, very she started her own business. She grew up in Taiwan, went to university in Japan, was occupied by the Japanese. And then she met her husband there. They got married and they lived happily together until she died on Sunday. So she's one of my role models. Hi, Inga. Welcome to live. Let me know where you're from. So I'm dedicating this blog to my auntie, Lucia, who I found out died on Sunday. So she lived a long life. She was in her 80s. I'm not sure exactly her age, but older 80s, later 80s, but she was a good lady. Okay, so 3 times I faced death and how it made me free. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I live in Waikiki. I live in Honolulu. I own this condo with my husband. I own another one down the road with him as well. It's an Airbnb business, and we didn't always own property. Yeah, back in 2011, I was single. Actually, I had over $40,000 of debt, credit card debt, lines of credit debt, like eight different lines of credit card debts. I had all this debt, and I managed to pay it all off by April of 2016. But not only that, I was married by then, had a son. He was 3. And I'd improved our family's net worth by $500,000. We were making almost $500 a month in passive income. And I quit my job. December 23rd, 2016 was my last day. And I started doing Finance Freedom Masterminds. What is that? It's a part-time business I created where I create groups. We meet online on Zoom once a week, and we do all of the skills and the exercises and practice financial freedom habits so that everyone in the mastermind can become financially free as quickly as possible and do what I did, which is increase net worth, create passive income, and have more free time. Yeah, pay off debt at the same time as well. So I'm going to talk about something because my auntie passed away. I wanted to talk about death, but death in a way that brings life. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about 3 times that I actually faced death in my life and how it freed me, how it made me free. And you can share with me too, what happened in your life? Did you ever have a death experience where you faced death, and what impact did it have on you? And also think about your life more, and maybe you'll free yourself today if you're not free already. YesFinanciallyFree.com is my blog. All my replays are there. I highly recommend you get on the email list. So go to the website on the right side if you're on a computer. If you just scroll down on a phone, you put in your first name, email address, you hit the big red yes button, and you'll get a free ebook, Working Parents Guide to Financial Freedom, sent directly to your inbox, and you'll get on my email list. And I told them more about my auntie, sent them a picture of her on my email today. So my email list gets more personal messages. So I highly recommend you get on. It's a good resource if you want to become financially free as quickly as possible. All right, so the first time I faced death, I was a student in Hawaii. I was at a University of Manoa, University of Hawaii at Manoa here in Honolulu. And I was crossing the street and I almost got hit by a pickup truck. And I wasn't really paying attention to what I was doing. And I almost died. I was so freaked out. I was like, oh my God. That was one of the first death experiences that really changed my life. Right after I almost got hit by that pickup truck, I resolved that I would never work so hard become like so distracted that I didn't see reality around me. I didn't pay attention to what was real, and I didn't take care of my safety. Yeah, so I decided I would focus on myself, my safety, my happiness, my health, and stop being a workaholic and start enjoying life instead. So instead of doing what I usually did that night, which is study or work on my thesis or whatever I was doing, I went to the movies. And from that moment on, my life changed considerably. I ended up dropping out of school. That was a PhD program. I didn't finish the PhD program. I dropped out because I realized I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do theoretical linguistics for the rest of my life. I didn't know what I wanted to do. It was scary, but I did know I didn't want to work all the time anymore. I didn't want to just study and not know why I was studying. I wanted to do something that I cared about, and I wanted to have a different life. And I changed my life completely. Like, I went from like this to that. It was like complete change. Things changed very much. That was the huge drastic change in my life. That was the first time. And I stopped being a workaholic. I started enjoying life. I went to the beach. I learned that there were penguins at one of the resorts here. I just started exploring, and I freed myself from this thought in my head that bound me to like studying and achieving and not living, right? So that was my first step toward freedom. The second time I faced death was in my bank. There was a man there who was reaching retirement age, and I worked at a bank where a lot of people complained about their work, honestly. They always said they were underpaid and they worked really hard, and they always talked about how they didn't like work, right? And this one guy was so excited to retire, and then he died. He just passed away. He had a heart attack. He felt like his chest hurt one day. He went home early, and he died that day. And he wasn't even retired. He was about to retire. He was going to retire in a month or something. So he spent his whole life talking about how he was going to retire. And when he finally was about to retire, he died. He didn't even retire. And it made me realize I didn't want to work at that bank. I didn't want to be there. It's not the environment I wanted to be in. I didn't want to be in a place where it's like you work till you retire. It's like, and then look at him. He died before he even retired. It was sad. It really, really made me think about that. The third time I faced death was really interesting. Hawaii had this text message sent to everyone. I was in a yoga class, right? And it said that Korea was sending nuclear missiles or something to Hawaii, and they would hit us in like 30 minutes or so. I don't remember the exact text, but it was something like that. It was an emergency broadcast text that everybody got, and they ended up closing the gym. They told us to go home, find shelter, all this stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to get, destroyed by Korea. And and at that time, and you can ask Hawaii, people in Hawaii, what happened that day, because they all know. They remember. What a day. You know what happened? What I thought about? I thought about, I'm okay with dying right now. I have lived the fullest life I could possibly live. I have no regrets. The only thing I regretted was that I thought, how could my son die? He's so cute. He's so cute, and he's got so much life ahead of him. It's such a shame that he would have to die now. But for me, I felt fine. And it was such a blessing to know that I knew that every day I live my life to the fullest, and I enjoy every second of it. And I do exactly what I would love to do that day. And that I had finally achieved what I really wanted, which was I live what I love every day. And I didn't always do that. So I understand what it's like to not live that way. And that was quite a revelation, because I really did. It was like, there was a text message to everyone. There's missiles coming from Korea. I mean, it was like insane. So those were 3 times I faced death and how it made me free. And I don't know if that gives you insight in your life, but there is no time to waste, okay? There's no time to waste at a job you hate. There's no time to waste not following your dreams. There's no time. What you have time to do now is to go for it, whatever it is. And if you hate your job, quit. Seriously, I did. You will get there. Promise you. Now, I didn't hate my job, but it wasn't what I loved, and I knew it, and that's why I quit. Okay, it was a good job. I'm not dissing my old job. I'm just saying I knew I wanted to do this. I wanted to help people be free. I wanted to be a full-time mother, which is what I am now. I wanted to be there for my husband. I wanted to be someone who's there with people, enjoying my life with my family. Okay, if you enjoyed this, go ahead and subscribe. Check out the full blog post. I'm going to put the link under here. And I will see you again tomorrow. I'm live every day, same time, 9:30 a.m. Hawaii time, 3:30 p.m. Eastern time, unless it's my birthday, which is the one day I took off, or a major holiday like Christmas or something. Have a great day, guys. Aloha. See you next time. Bye.